Hey guys, welcome to another episode of the High Ticket Coaching and Consultant Strategy and Growth Show. Now, if you're watching this interview anywhere else but within our private Facebook community called High Ticket Client Attraction Insider Circle, definitely come check us out. We definitely love to have you. And that community was put together specifically for coaches, consultants, and service providers who are serious about getting up to that 6 and that 7-figure level. So if that's you, definitely come check us out. Now, today I want to introduce you to one of the members of our community, Birgitte. Did I say it right?
Birgitte.
Birgitte. Awesome, Birgitte.
Pretty close. Pretty close.
Love it. So tell us, what is that you do?
So thank you very much, Extus. It's such a pleasure. It's such a pleasure to be here today. Thank you so much for having me. So I am a grief specialist and life success speaker, author, and consultant. And my specialty is in helping people thrive through tough times and transform their tears to treasure, and doing that with ease and fun.
Mm-hmm. Awesome. So before you guys started on this path, what's your backstory?
So my original training is actually my education is in medicines. I am a board certified veterinary medical oncologist. And so things happen in life, particularly in 2011. It started with seemingly at the time out of the blue divorce, and then actually that opened a Pandora box of like 9 different grievous events, all happened in 2 years. And at the end of the 2 years, I was in so much pain. I wish I could die. I really wish I could die, but I didn't die. And after a little time, I said, well, if I have to stay alive, I'm going to thrive, not just survive. And I'm going to do that somehow, some way, easily and with fun. And so that's when I started my own journey initially into grief recovery and personal development. And fast forward only just a couple years, I look back, I've gone from broke, heartbroken, sick all the time, miserable all the time, to living a wonderful life of peace of mind, most importantly, and joy and abundance and ease. And better than ever health than the first 40 years of my life. And so I realized that I have learned and mastered the beautiful skill of being able to transform any adversity, any tragedies to something that is so much better, and doing that quickly and easily and with fun. And life happens again, actually, last year, about a year and a half now, and it was such a contrast to me. This time, I suddenly my right hand back then suddenly became paralyzed. My mother got super ill, and my relationship dissolved. And the contrast that I have was how much ease, and as I go through them, not afterward, as I went through it, it was so much more ease, and there was no anguish, no despair, no anxiety, and all those things. And so I realized I really, it's really possible for all of us to be able to go through things and thrive while we're going through them. And we all deserve to thrive.
Mm-hmm. Powerful stuff. And that's the interesting thing about life, I guess you could say, right? It doesn't matter how much you plan for it. Things, unexpected things, they always show up, right?
Yes, exactly. You know, it's kind of funny. I live in California, and in here, because California is an earthquake state, you have a lot of earthquake preparedness thing, community, kids in school, all kind of different things. And that's wonderful. That's definitely awesome. But, you know, in truth, the earthquake, you can live here 20 years and not experience major earthquake. I've been here 20 years, thankfully. Well, life, you know, with life, if we think about it, life goes up and down. I put it's a little bit of an analogy of a roller coaster. You go up and you go down, and you go up and you go down. And people, you know, when we grow up, we're trained to acquire things. We're never taught how to lose things, how to prepare for when things happen. And it's no wonder when something happens, everybody got discombobulated.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's so true. So in essence, now what's your why for doing what it is that you do now?
because because I believe everybody deserves peace of mind, and everybody deserves peace of mind, and everybody deserves to be able to thrive regardless of what's going on in their life, and to be able to do that easily and with fun, not, you know, peace of mind with so much work that you lose peace of mind from that. And so I believe that everybody deserves to do that, and there is so much things going on in this world that you know, it can be something that's win for you, as well as when you have peace of mind and thrive personally, it will brings good to your community, to your workplace even. When we're talking about working, we met on LinkedIn, we're talking about working. If you are grieving, if you are in pain, whether it's emotionally or physically, then you're not going to be 100%. And it's not just impacting yourself, but it's also impacting everyone around you, including your workplace. Grief costs the workplace $117 billion every year. And that's because a lot of time we don't have what it is that we all deserve, which is being able to have peace of mind and joy and thriving, living a thriving, joyful life, and doing that easily.
Mm-hmm. Awesome. Now, what about working with your clients? How do you help them? What's your process?
So the process is a few different things. So I work with individuals, and I also work with companies. And so with individuals, I have multiple different programs that I can help you with. You know, multiple different grief programs. I don't do the classic so-called grief supports where you just sit there and talk and talk and talk. And nothing wrong against that. That's really great. But what I do is I teach my clients the skills and tool in set amount of time, depend on your needs. So it's not one size fit all. Depend on your needs. It's anywhere between 4 to 8 weeks, and in that time frame, you learn the skills and tool to move through and beyond your grief. And we use this multiple different program, including dancing, actually, freestyle dancing. And then I also have program where if your intention is to move on and then recreate your life, then we use a 1-year program to help you recreate a life that's even better, and do that quickly. Mm-hmm. So that's with that. And then with companies, it's a lot of educations, it's a lot of speakings. I'm a speaker as well, been all over the world. And so it's a lot of speaking, a lot of time people just simply don't have the awareness or the knowledge. You know, like a lot of time people don't know that grief is not just coming from death, divorce, or dire diagnosis. Things like moving, things like COVID, and all the changes. Any changes that can cause enough distress and discomfort can cause grief. And with the corporations, with the companies, then what I do is I provide educations, I do speaking, and I provide resource for their team, such that they will be able to, if somebody is grieving, they can, you know, very, very economical resource, whether it's books that's out there, my own book, Seeking Peace, that's very easy to navigate, as well as to be able to where to seek help and what kind of help they actually need.
Mm-hmm. Awesome. And so, okay, so how many books have you written?
I have written a couple books. The newest one is something that's called Seeking Peace right here. Mm-hmm. And the Proven 5 Fingers Method to Thrive Through Change Effortlessly. And so that it's available on Amazon in paperback and ebook.
Yeah. How long did it take you to write that book?
This one, the piece that's taking me to write, and it's kind of a little interesting story with the book itself. The part that's taking me to write, I believe I finished the book in 5 months. Mm-hmm. To write the book, and the book was supposed to come out, strangely enough, last year, the end of November, and then there is some glitches happen, and so I'm like, okay, we'll push it back to February. And then there's another glitch happen, and I'm like, Okay, I learned one of the things you find in the book is to learn to not be attached to something. That's one way for us to have be able to have peace of mind. I'm like, okay, well, you know what? We're doing the best we can, so we'll push it back to May. And so the book came out in May, right in the middle of COVID, a book that's talking about how to thrive through changes. And everybody in the team was like, well, you know, what do you say about this? And so it's like, there is always, there's always some divine intelligence or something out there.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah. Awesome. And that's a great metaphor for life as well, too, because it doesn't matter how much you try to plan, doesn't matter, it's just some things
Yeah,
is just like they're just out of our control in a sense, right? Um,
yeah, yeah.
so a question I have for you right now is, what would you say is one skill you've really practiced that you believe has helped you achieve your level of success today?
One skill that I have, and I share it in that book too, actually, but one skill that I say helped me to move through any adversities and achieve the level of success is what I call forward fortitude with gratitude. And
Mm-hmm.
so fortitudes means courage in light of pain and adversities, being courageous in the face of adversity. And forward fortitude with gratitude is choosing to continue taking one step at a time, to even if we have to crawl. And some days back in the past, I felt like I could barely crawl out of bed, but you crawl out of bed anyway. So taking one baby step at a time, even if we have to crawl, and doing it with the best attitude we can and with gratitudes. And that's the other part, doing it the best we can. We don't do it perfect. A lot of times we don't do anything perfect. We just endeavor to be the very best we can and be grateful for what it is that's still good. And now be grateful that we still have clothes on our body, still have roof. There were times in my life that I was not grateful that I was alive. Some people say, be grateful you're alive. And you might be, at the positions you're not grateful you're alive, but at least if you got to be alive, you have clothes on your body or something like that. And so, and it's not being Pollyannas, it's not faking it up or something. It's a chosen optimism. It's chosen optimism and taking action based on that. So that's what one thing that and one step at a time, because as you might have known, even when you do business, there are setbacks. And we want to not get defeated from that. Just take the next step we could and doing that with the best attitude we can.
Yeah, awesome. So if you had to condense everything you've learned your entire life into a core concept, what would be that core concept of what you'd label as?
If I were to condense everything
Mm-hmm.
that I have learned in my life, I would say, I'm quoting right now, I'm Napoleon Hill, but every adversity, and actually I'm changing it a little bit, but every adversity has the seed of greater goods in it. The actual quote is say, every adversity, every heartbreak, every failure has the seed of an equal or greater goods in it. And I say, I see it that if you do what it takes, you don't sit on the couch and do nothing, but if you do what it takes, you can change every adversity to something that bring greater goods for yourself and for all, in a win-all way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that is so true, right? A lot of people try to plan success and they're like, well, I'm going to set this success. Here's what success looks like for me. And then they start going on the path and then it just really doesn't work out the way they expected, not realizing that with everything, as long as you're clear on the end results, there might be a little bit of detours, there might be a little bit of things, but as long as you keep focused on end results and you keep taking action, you keep, as they call it, failing forwards, you will
Yeah.
get to
Yeah.
where you need to be, right?
Yeah, exactly. You just you take one step at a time, and just things can happen, but as long as you said, you're clear with your end result, and doing what you love, because otherwise you're not going to persist. If you just if to start with you don't even like what you're doing, then something happen, you're like, forget all this. But if you're doing what you love, and just say it's okay, there is an adversities, and what can I learn from that? Because there is always a hidden good. We can have a stumbling block, or you can use it as a jumping stone, right? So.
Mm-hmm. And what do you see as next for you and your company that you're growing right now?
So thank you for asking. Thank you for so what I see next for me and my company, a couple things actually is continue the coaching. I have been coaching, and then I also to be able to help more corporations will be the next step actually. A lot of times the reasons it's $117 billion, and this was a couple years ago, cause of grief to the workplace is because there is so much lack of awareness, and there are actually quite simple, straightforward solutions that doesn't cost you anywhere close to $117 billion. And so the next phase of growth for me actually will be to be able to help more corporations through teaching, through speaking, and so forth, to be able to, and in an all-win way. It's not just the corporation or just the employee. There is a way to do that, it's an all-win way for the employee as well as the corporations.
Mm-hmm.
And their clients and customers, naturally. So.
Yeah, awesome, Birgitte. Well, if someone wanted to connect and be able to reach out, what's the best way for them to do so?
There are a few different ways. So you can definitely directly email me at Birgitte@birgitte10.com. You can check out my website, from grieving to joyfulliving.com, and that there is a form there that you can connect with me. You can find me on Facebook. You can find me on YouTube. Birgitte 10 is the YouTube channel. And then you can find me on LinkedIn, Birgitte 10, as well as you can find me on Instagram. I'm all over the place. But those are the different ways that you can connect somebody you can connect with me.
Mm-hmm. Awesome, love it. And guys, if you're watching this on the live or the replay or the links Birgitte just shared with us here, they should be either right above or below this video, so you can click on there and get connected right to her. Well, Birgitte, hey, thank you so much for making the time to be here today. Really appreciate it. Do you have any final thoughts before we end?
Any final thoughts before we end? That's wonderful questions. I would say celebrate the little things. It's, appreciate the little things in life. It's the little things that at the end make a big difference, right? And when we celebrate the little things, even when you have a rough day, so to say, if you look and say, hey, that flowers on the sidewalk, there is a flower on the sidewalks that's blooming regardless of all the asphalt, you feel better.
Love it, love it. Well, again, hey, thank you so much for being here and sharing this wisdom. Really appreciate it. And we'll be in touch, okay?